Good day, everyone. My personal project is an image OCR, which extracts text from images, and basically, there are a series of OCRs available on online to process extraction of text from images. Looking at this, we start by importing all our necessary libraries, which are CV2, PyTesseract, NumPy, Pillow, and Gradio for user interface. And we're using we're supposed to use three OCRs here, but there's an issue with easy OCR. So I'm only going to be showing PyTesseract and Pado OCR. Yeah, we start out by initializing the two OCRs, and so easy OCR and Pado OCR, and also they can be used in various languages, but only going to be showing them now in English. So image image OCR basically have several stages that the images are supposed to go through, and which is pre-processing. So depending on how the image is or the picture is, we have to pre-process it through certain processes so that it can be visually presentable for the OCR to read and extract the necessary text from it. If not, it's going to give out it's going to give out errors, or it's not going to give out the desired results that we are expecting. So there are several pre-processing um methods. So we're using the grayscaling, we're also using the blurred one, and we're also using the threshold for noise filtering. So also, in case if there's any rotated image which is maybe not straight, and that's how we get it. So this function here is going to look at the image and probably going to try to make it straight for the OCR to read. So looking down at it, and now we defined PyTesseract here. And PyTesseract has several configurations, but the basic configuration we're going to be using here, which are custom configurations actually. So the basic configuration we're going to use is the OEM3 and the PSM6, and there are about nine custom configurations for several types of image. So maybe there's an image with several columns or several rows, or maybe there's an image with pictures on it, or maybe there's an image that is far and is not very clear enough. So we can configure by Tesseract to various types of um configurations we want, depending on the kind of image. So coming down, easy OCR is supposed to do some things there, but since it's not working right now, we'll be skipping that. And down to Pado OCR and going down at it. So there's a function here that performs the OCR processing and the likes. So we can also choose between maybe PyTesseract OCR and Pado OCR. So leaving all of that, we can try to test run the whole OCR. So looking at it down here, and we're using a Gradio interface. So using Gradio now, this is the whole interface that we were getting. And looking at it, let me try to pick another picture. Let me pick a picture from it again. So now this is the old data. I have several pictures and the like. So we'll be using one from here, and looking at it, we'll be using this one. So as you can see now, this particular picture is not entirely clear and it has noise in it. So we have our pre-processing codes that are going to pre-process this image and probably make it visually presentable for the OCR to read. And running this, we'll run this here, and it's it's processing the image right now, and we can also save our outputs depending on like the text that we get from the the um the picture. We can actually save it to a file if we want to keep it. So running this now, yes. So now the output is here. So looking at it now, starting from here, as you can see, starting with Gabriel Mama on Easter morning, which is the beginning here, which is Gabriel Mama and on Easter morning. So the given text here inside the picture, which is this is it over here, and straight down to the end, which is at the time it was no longer possible for Jew to travel freely, which is it right around here. So yeah, using that as using Padu OCR, we can also use PyTesseract as well. So if you want to use PyTesseract, let me use another image for PyTesseract just to show that both can process different. So I'll be using this particular image here, and yes, as you can see. So PyTesseract is actually in English, and PyTesseract, both OCRs can use different languages. So they are kind of language specific, but using this now, this is not entirely English, but we can also process this. So running this now is running this. So going down to the challenges that I faced on this whole project. Yes, okay, as you can see now, okay, yeah. So I'm trying to look at this from the beginning. Yeah. So looking at the whole picture here, starting from here straight down to the end, you can see that Tesseract gave us the old text, even though it's not in English, but it still did a very good job to give us the old text written inside it. And sometimes they're prone to errors actually, and maybe if they can't see the text correctly, or maybe um there's a font issue, maybe the font is too small or it's in italics or the likes. So basically, those are part of the challenges. Those are part of the challenges that comes with using OCR. So basic challenge that I faced during this project was coming from image quality, number one. So the image quality sometimes can also affect the way the output of the OCR. So which is why we try as much as possible to take it through several pre-processing stages for it to be visually presentable for the OCR to read. And sometimes if the rotation or if the image is actually rotated or skewed and is not in a straight format for the OCR to process, it can also give several wrong outputs or wrong text. And in the case of using easy OCR, whenever the image is skewed or is not straight, it tends to give out majorly numbers, which is how you know that the image is not processed properly. And also the fonts looking at this picture here, the font is actually kind of graphical and small. So, but still, PyTesseract and Padu OCR will still try their very best to reach through the OCR, read through the text actually, and process it. And sometimes using PyTesseract, if there are wrong configurations for PyTesseract, whereby there is no picture on an image and you set it to read you set it to read an image with text only and several columns. PyTesseract can actually give an error because you didn't use the right configuration. So basically, those are some of the challenges that you can face using OCRs. And yes, that's all for my personal projects. And yeah, lastly, if you want to save the file, and you can just like save the file and it is saved already. So the parts in which it is saved is right around here, extracted text. And yes, this is the extracted text. Okay. Yes, and this is the text that we saved from the OCR. So yeah, basically that's it for my presentation.